when you're a different thing in the position than the person before, you have to take account that this different thing that you are cannot do the same thing that was done before. You remember I had the credit card issue, and we spent this, and he bought steak and lobster. They had this old, and then we put out a thing that I spent far less than Dennis Archer on my credit card, and it kind of went away. But they spent 2 weeks on the credit card. But I had to realize, as a mayor trying to get a bond rating and whining down on these people in New York, we ended up getting all the stuff we wanted to get. But I had to realize I was a different thing. I was resistant to that. I was resistant to that. No, mayor, blah, blah, blah. And it's shut up, youngster. Shut up. I would love to be able to talk to Tiffany about who she is, because I'm sure she's saying, I'm not doing anything that was not done before.
For me, yep.
I'm not doing anything out of bounds. I'm not breaking any laws. And that has absolutely nothing to do with the situation. Not breaking a law or not doing what somebody else did has absolutely nothing to do with the situation. And it's unfortunate that me, Kwame Kilpatrick, there was nobody to sit down with me and look me in the eye and say, man, this is not, you're not, I want to be that person to these kind of people, because I think I can help her.
Yeah.
But she is getting the attention of people who can get a promotion off sending her to prison.
Yeah. Yeah.
She needs to understand that prosecutors get promotions, and they get looked at by Washington and other field offices that are bigger than the one that's over Dothan. They can get to Chicago if they just prosecute her. And so she needs to understand that the agenda is not what she's doing. The agenda is what's emanating from what she's doing.
Yeah, how people can benefit as a result of her downfall.
And how they can make it. And these are things that Kwame needed. Yeah. And that's why I really would like to sit and talk with all of these people you're talking about, especially Brandon, the young folks. Brandon Johnson. Brandon's a young cat, man. He supported Bishop Shear, told me about him and meeting him and all that. And I would love to meet him and talk to him, because it would be good. And Tiffany, because she's a black woman, I just saw a former prosecutor in Baltimore got hit with the same thing.
Yep.
You got the sister right here in East Point. They are actively looking to prosecute you because they get to get a different job. They get to move. Their merit is based on how many years of sentencing they give out. And so you are in somebody's sight. And so this is not about proud proclamations or thinking you're doing the right thing. This is about redressing what you have now. This is about bringing in your accounting people. This is about writing. This is about biting the bullet if you did something wrong or unethical, paying it back. This is about different things that happen, and you got to be able to sit down and do that. And I want to love on her into that position.
Are they unable though? Well, let me revise this. Because to get the information and get the insight now that they're going through it is different than understanding the position that you're getting into, because you know, it's a lot of young people that feel like they can run for office or they can get this position, or they may have some sway, or they have some visibility that can then get them in that position. Are most people even prepared to even hold those type of positions in the first place?
No. And I don't believe white, black, young, old, woman, man, I don't believe anybody is prepared for the position, but there are people that are prepared to learn the position.
Oh, okay. I got
you. Because nobody's known really what they're getting into. Government is something else. It's not like corporate America, where you pretty much have a way you do things. Not government. The way you do things is different from DPW to transportation. It's different from the police department to the fire department. Nothing alike. The people are nothing alike. The systems are nothing alike. They're not coordinated. They don't talk to each other. They don't have their own silos. And so how do you manage this when you got this $1 billion budget? So she's going into a small town. She probably has a city manager. She's probably over a whole lot. What do you actually have control over? Are you a chair of the city council? Are you the president of the city council and mayor? Are you over the budget, but this person runs the town? So you're never prepared for those positions, but you have some people that say, since I'm here, I'm going to get Dothan on the map. So I'm going to fly around and tell everybody about Dothan because I'm going to get shopping centers here and I'm going to get all this kind of stuff. But then you got to report on you all over social media and all over different stuff that you just spending the people's money. You might have bought a cable package so you can create a newsroom in the office, but you got Hulu and Netflix. So here's the problem. And then these people stupid, they writing about me and all this kind of stuff. And so there's somebody's job at the news now because now it's sexy.
Yeah.
And they see blood in the water.
Oh, man.
And so now they're coming and they're going to amplify it and magnify it. And that's what I never understood until my second term. Listen, I got hardly any news in my second term to the text messages.
Yeah.
You know, it was the greatest thing ever. I was polling high and all that because I understood, put that fire out or go out and say we made a mistake on that. Or say this, but you get to the point where you just stop fighting the people who buy ink by the barrel or type 150 words a minute, and they gonna get you. And then you got now the podcast and you and
so it's worse now. It's
so much worse because you can be everywhere. Your mistake, your issue could be everywhere in 5 minutes.
Yep. I even had to start being a lot more careful and a lot more strategic with how it is that I approach things, making sure that I approach it responsibly, because I realize, especially with a platform that's basically growing, exponentially every single month, bigger, that I have the ear of people. And it's a lot of people in Chicago. I mean, it's a lot of people that listen to me a lot in a lot of different places. And so the ability to even if I put out certain things sometimes, I may be the first person to give an opinion on it, but then that may shape how a lot of people react to it. And then other podcasters will see it, and they'll be like, okay, wait a minute. I see all of the views over there that you're getting on that. Let me attach myself to it. We need to figure out what's going on over there. And so now, whereas I'm looking at it from, okay, where does it come back to the money and looking at it politically and all of this other type of stuff, this other podcaster captures it, but they talking about the gender war. And so they're attaching themselves to the idea that, oh, wait, she a city girl out here. Oh, wow. Running in the street, you know what I'm saying? She running it like she, like this is a strip club or something. So now it's different than it used to be. And I see that it's different than it used to be when it used to just be newspapers and the news or whatever like that, because now the voices, we're bigger voices than the news in a lot of instances. You know what I'm saying? So we can shape that narrative.
In every instance. I saw that this week.
It's crazy.
I saw it this week. They announced I had a job as an executive director. And so Memphis hurried up and did a hatchet job, convicted felon, blah, 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 blah. The online news put it out. The podcasters put it out. It was totally reshaped by the time it got back. And they had to then follow them because they look like haters.